Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our midweek spiritual tune-up. And this is Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. I'm your host, Sevina, and tonight's topic will be mindful eating. Mindful eating is a basic, fundamental component of mindful, spiritual, well balanced, and healthy lifestyle. So, mindful eating is based on the Buddhist concept of mindfulness, which means it I'm fully aware and involved with everything that is happening inside of me and around me at every moment. So we tend to not be in the present moment. As we call it, we always in our heads. And we are never in the present moment right now. Our mind tends to run either in the past, what could have, should have, and why I didn't do it. And this way we prone ourselves to depression. Or we are worried about the future. And this way we are opening ourselves to anxiety. Then not thinking of that we actually have some control over what's happening to us if we are in the present moment. Everything that counts is right now, right here, right now, and I have control over it. Me and you looking at each other, paying attention to what we actually saying instead of being in our heads and thinking of what it was or worry what it's going to be. So being mindful means you turn off the autopilot and it's instead you live your life consciously. Experience it as it unfolds right here and right now. Many of us going through life without actually being present. And let me give you an example. Let's say I'll finally going to go and enjoy the nature during my lunch break. And instead of doing that, you zip up with your car through the park, thinking of what you will say in the meeting that is followed after your lunch break. So your meeting overwhelms you and you're so anxious that you absolutely didn't pay attention of the nature and the park that you just passed by. So you asking yourself, was I in the park? Yeah, you were physically, but were you actually? And when you start thinking this way, am I really paying attention to my kid? Am I really paying attention to my partner when they need me? Am I really present? That's what mindfulness is, to give your absolute attention to the present moment right now and the people around you. So mindful, us just to finish this a little detour of what mindfulness is if you can remember this would be useful for future and to move through life easily. We don't have any control over 2 days in our life. Yesterday and tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. It's over. You can't do anything about it. Tomorrow, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen 5 seconds after now. So what you have control on is only this. This is our only control. That's why in spirituality it says the seed of all happiness is in the present moment. So being mindful will kind of force you to eat mindfully, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. So mindful eating have a few very, very simple rules, which I will introduce you quickly to. They're simple techniques that involve eating without watching TV or a computer. That's a zombie eating. chewing slowly, intentionally slowly, so you're accepting more food in you and your brain have actually chance to detect this food. Taking breaths between every bite. And when you take breaths, you are mindful to what's going on with your body and you're actually enjoying what you put in your body. So I will give you 7 tips which will help you to eat mindfully. People who are stocked up at discount stores, they eat 48% more. If you buy bulk, which is great, you save money, less packaging, you're helping the pollution and the earth. This is great, but please put your whatever snack you're buying in a little baggy portions so you can control. Never eat outside of the box because you cannot control how much you're eating. Next thing you can do is to remember that the longer you sit at the table, the more you eat. If you dine with a friend, you eat 35% more. If you eat with group of friends, you eat 96% more. So if you want to lose weight, eat alone, and there is nothing wrong about that. If you pre-plate your food in the kitchen, you eat 14% less than if you have seconds on the table and you just add to your plate. When we say seconds, buffet is coming to my mind. If you go to a buffet, please put only 2 items in your plate every time you go to the counter. And I guarantee you, after the 3rd trip, you will be so embarrassed. You're not going to go for more. Always eat in the same room of your house. Less distraction, less snacking. You can, if you have serving dishes on the table, please fill them with vegetables. You can eat vegetable as much as you want. And I want you to remember this: physical hunger builds gradually. Emotional hunger develops suddenly. So never eat when you're angry, and never ever eat when you're not hungry. Reach for food when you're actually hungry, not semi-hungry, not because it looks good or you just don't have anything else to do. No, only when you're hungry. And I want you to think of me next time you open the fridge and you don't know, should I eat, should I not? You better to close the fridge, have a glass of water, and go for a walk. That would be mindful eating. And then when it's time for dinner, no snacking in between, another rule. When it's time for dinner, you actually will enjoy your food and you will not overeat. So mindful eating is all about experiencing the food you're putting into your body. But before I go into some more examples, I wanted to explain you the complicated connection between the mind and the gut. The digestion involves a complex of series hormonal exchanges between the guts and the brain. So the brain usually takes up to 20 minutes to register fullness. So if you ate for less than 20 minutes, you're probably overeating. You're not giving a chance for your brain to register when you're full or not. So, and there is a lot of studies that study, and it's evidence that when you eat while you're driving or when you're typing and you're actually stressed, and when you eat during that process, you're actually activating the fight or flight response. And what's happening in fight or flight response is a lot of digestive processes in the stomach are brought to a minimum, so they can give priority to your heart and to your muscles to pump more blood, so, and more adrenaline in your veins and arteries, so you can actually run from danger. So that's what's happening to us when we're eating during traffic jam, or when we're eating and driving, or etc. in the front of the computer is we activating the fight or flight response, and we're stopping our digestion. So why we're eating them if we are not digest our food? So I want you to think of that. And when you stress and eat, more glucagon is converted to glucose, and more glucose easily convert to fat. So think of that. When you eat during those kind of activities, you actually stop digesting and more fat is collected into your body. So if we have to, give you an overall example of what mindful eating is, first you sit preferably at the table and you calm yourself down and you pay attention to what you're eating. Number one. Number two, you slowly chew your food. Slowly. Focus on the food. If you want, eat with your non-dominant hand, so you can slow the process, or eat with the chopsticks. This way you will eat less, and your brain will have enough time to register your fullness. Then think of that. Smile between each bite. Smile. Give time to the body to actually enjoy the food. And the perfect example for mindful eating is think how this particular food that is in the front of you, it's a product of so many collective efforts. If you eat soup, you slowly eat and you think of the gardener that pick up the veggies from the garden, and then some driver drove it to the store sell it to someone, some chef cook it for you, or you cooked it for yourself, and finally you have this product, this soup, and you're really enjoying this collective effort of all these people contributed to your lunch. Isn't that beautiful? So this is what actually means to enjoy your food, to savor the experience of eating. And last but not least, of course, I told you about zombie eating. I don't want you to ever do that. No TV, no computer, just eat. And last but not least, if you put snacks around the house, make them healthy snacks. And I'll give you 3 great healthy snacks that you can try. First one is pistachio. It takes time to peel the shell, and you're always eating less when it takes time. It leaves a pile of shells, and it actually giving you a picture of how much you have eaten. Also, pistachio lowers your blood pressure, so it is really good snack to have. I will add walnuts to this because it's doing amazing things for the health of your brain. So walnuts and pistachio, please eat this as healthy snacks any time of the day. Second, Mandarin Orange. The little cuties, the little oranges, a really good snack to have. It takes time to peel off the skin. It actually emotionally satisfies you because this beautiful citrusy smell coming into your nostrils, and you anticipate the sweetness, and it's kind of a mindful process. And of course, the sweetness will satisfy you because it's natural sugar, it's fructose. And third, my favorite, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is really good for you. It's a great snack. The cocoa in the chocolate contains serotonin, the mood lifter. It contains, let me read it correctly, phenylethylamine, which they call it the love drug. It contains anandamide, the bliss drug. It raises the overall levels of our dopamine levels, which is the neurotransmitters that make us feel good. So Those 3 or 4 things are really, really good for you. All kind of berries, another one, really good for the brain health. If you have snacks around the house, please put those, and you can snack time to time. So just to wrap up and to have a really example of what mindful eating is, we are going to imagine that we are having a little bit of dark chocolate and we are going to eat it. So you take the dark chocolate, imagine you're putting it on your palm and you weight the little square of chocolate. The target is to involve all senses in this process. Then you peel off the foil, you hear the sound, and you anticipate what's going to happen. You see, I'm already, producing some saliva, just thinking of this beautiful piece of chocolate getting into my mouth. So I'm peeling off the foil, and I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the shape. Is it square? Is it rectangle? The softness. And then I put it slowly into my mouth. And I suck in the juices that are coming from the cocoa, from the sweetness. And I really enjoy this process. And then as I chew slowly, as I breathe, as I enjoy what I actually putting in my body, knowing that it's a healthy snack, I follow how it goes down to the trachea, to right here, to the tube, and it's end up in my stomach. And I feel good about it. So it's all about how you experience your food. And don't get me wrong, if a cheeseburger makes you happy, go have it. But eat it mindfully. Enjoy what you're having. And I'm sure in a little bit, when you're halfway there, your body will say, I had enough, and you'll probably go for more salad. Because as you practice mindful eating, you're enjoying getting a healthy food and putting a healthy fuel into your body. So with this piece of chocolate that we just imagined that we ate, I hope I left you on a sweet note, and that will be our little mindful eating talk for tonight. I invite you to come back next Thursday, which you will hear about something else from someone else. But again, it's going to be thanks and organized by Center for Spiritual Living in Camarillo, Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. Thank you very much for spending 20 minutes with me. I wish you a good mindful dinner, and I hope to see you again next Thursday. Thank you. Namaste.